pour garna.
Okay.
Tea. Do you drink tea or Q? Not sure, but
I actually never.
tea. Okay. Questions?
Sure. Start.
First. What was your first thought when we planned this meeting?
When we were planning this meeting, I thought it would be good to catch up with you. Why not?
For me, Jay, I felt as I was coming as a piano, I was feeling like, oh, I'm really gonna meet her, kind of excited and nervous at the same time. Excited, Jay, we're meeting after like 10 years probably.
More than 10 years.
And nervous as in like or like how am I gonna put like words on it? Yes, but I think I'm very grateful. Yeah. So
Okay.
next question.
Why did you want to meet me?
Okay, why? Because why not? Okay, so basically, like favorite stuff. Like I want this favorite. Like this is my favorite teacher. This is the type go. But then I thought like having favorites was very cliche. Like overrated. Like I never used to have favorite teachers. Okay, so you were basically my first favorite teacher. Like tagline there. Oh, Santwona teacher is my favorite teacher. So yeah,
Thank you.
Yes, she's my favorite teacher. So I want to catch up with her. I wanted to see you basically.
As teacher-student, I think we had that kind of connection. And you and your group, or let's say the class, or you were my first students. So I have this kind of like special kinship or connection with you all. I wanted to meet you and catch up, the catch up connection. And just your phase ma, we were teachers and students. Maybe your phase ma, I think, will be something different. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Shall we move to the next question? Okay. Okay. Do you remember our first meeting? What was your impression of me?
Actually, I don't remember the first meeting. Your impression actually kind of a good student, eager to please.
Okay.
And like, I still remember, ma'am. Like you were telling on your friends, but you were a good student. And you used to work really hard. And but yeah,
that was very surprising. Like, I remember like I remember our first meeting and you were just another new teacher for me. New year, new teacher. Okay. I remember like how like SM new teacher introduced Kurtyo. If you remember. So I think head sir was like, oh, this is teacher Santwona. And I looked at you like, you know how like you have very the simple style. I remember because all teachers used to be very flashy kind of. Flashy as in like they used to have nails and tip top kind of. You're not like other teachers. And then I thought, oh, she's very simple. And he said like, oh, she looks very strict kind of. Maybe like, oh, we're gonna like, we have to like study real hard if she comes in our class kind of. And tapai ekdamai confident how you talked and how you carried out, and it was very beautiful. So next question is me, or I think it's you.
Okay. If we could return to that classroom for a day, what's the first thing we'd say to each other?
So for this question, I want to like recall your memory, if you quite remember, because you made us stuck your back memory. So what happened was, do you know I had a nickname Momo? I don't know.
No.
Just I basically took made a lunch school my momo. And then my friends saw it and they were like, oh, Momo. Then everyone calls me Momo, okay? And I thought the time my Momo was like chubby and then like it was ugly kind of. And classma, the random guy, I don't remember him, I returned. He was like, Momo, like pass me this or like Momo, you go do. And then you were in class and I was a student not to speak up like त्यो हुन्छ नि मलाई मोमो नभन् like रिसाएर चाहिँ भन्दैन थिएँ अनि but then you like I don't know, you just said it, okay, like why do you have nicknames like Momo? This is nobola class or like you stood up for me basically. And then at that time I was like, oh, she's the one, she's my favorite teacher now. Like kind of like few memories I few memory I think if I have to return to the classroom and like see you again, I think I would say for now, like, do you know, like, I love Momo. Like, now I really like my nickname, Banarbansa. And I think you'd say it's just like, oh, I knew it. Like, oh, really? Like, this is a Banarbansa.
I would maybe loosen up a little bit.
Okay.
And then I thought we had fun, but have more fun in class maybe. Hola.
Let's do the next question. I think it's your turn.
I think you know, Miley, you got it.
Okay, fine. What were you going through back then that I did not know about?
Back then, nothing serious, but probably I was worried about my studies, my future, and I was a new teacher, but I might have seemed like confident, but I was thinking, how could I improve myself? So I was like looking for teaching courses or things like that. So probably where to study, what to study, how to. So maybe back then, I think that would have been something that was going through my mind. So what about you? What were you going through back then?
I was just 8 years
apart
old.
from that Momo stuff.
Okay. I think I was just a kid learning. I think how like classma I was like interactive अनि सबै साथीहरुसँग I think I was very मिल्ने बच्चा अनि I think the Momo stuff was like that stuck with me. I don't know. That's so small but like त्यतिखेर I think I was chubby kid like ठिकै
not too much.
I was like अलिकति taller than everyone अनि अलिकति and I thought, oh, I'm so ugly. That's why everyone calls me Momo. Kind of. And I used to think, oh, I'm so Momo. Like Momo, oh, I hate Momo. Kind of. And because I think classmates are कसैलाई थाहा थिएन होला अनि I kept that to myself. But she say म्याथ्स पनि हो म्याथ्स पढ्न आउँदैन थियो अनि मेरो त्यो इन्सेक्युरिटी द चाइल्डलेस इन्सेक्युरिटी.
But you tried really hard. Ekdam, you worked hard. That's what I remember about you. Okay, what's one school memory that has stayed with you?
Okay, I think I said it. Okay, you stood up for me. And that particular moment, I remember everything was fun in class.
I had a lot of fun with your group because I was made your class teacher because that class was notorious for troublemaking, I think. And like sir was like, okay, only you can control this class or something like that. But we had fun. So I learned lots of things from trainings and I was I was implementing that with your class. We used to do lots of activities like Monday messages, class, and we used to have a competition like who wins, teacher or students.
It was very extra. Not only books, we were like games and stuff. Even like rhymes or
maybe
rhymes or but any songs or like I remember the song. Okay, let's Next
That's
question.
you, I think.
How have the past 10 years been for you? What had changed the most?
So I've been a teacher, then I've been a wife, a mom, and then I've been a teacher trainer. And I don't know if I have changed or not. I'm a mom now, तर पनि I'm still a kid जस्तो पनि लाग्छ हैन. So maybe I've changed with experience. I used to be a teacher, but अहिले चाहिँ अझै I'm still learning जस्तो लाग्छ. त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ I used to feel like, oh, I know this, I know that, जस्तो एउटा त्यो confidence थियो भनेदेखि त्यसपछि I think I have so much to learn जस्तो लाग्छ अहिले चाहिँ.
For me,
What about you?
past 10 years, of course, like धेरै change was नि. Like
एकदम
class age. I think I have this same childish nature inside me, oily still, but I know how to act in front of people. Honestly, I know how to act in certain situations. Back then, of course, child here, and I don't know how to handle situations, and I was very insecure. Ani, I'm still learning, Mansum. Ani, I'm still changing. But yes, they okay. Your question. I think we have not sipped our diesel.
Okay. So what did you dream of becoming when you were younger?
Okay, that's the. I think
You're
we
still
all
young
have
still, but
yeah.
younger.
I think we all have the aims in life. Okay? Like, what is your aim in life? Do the on a question on the. And every time the question comes, and I used to change after aim. Like I used to tell like, oh, I'll become a pilot. Pilots are cool. Like, oh, any cardiologist के because नामै भारी सुन्छ अनि wow like हार्टमा काम गर्न मिल्छ हार्टको कुरा काम गर्न मिल्छ लाइक ओ कार्डियोलोजिस्ट भने जस्तो हुन्थ्यो समटाइम्स आई वान्ट टु बी अ फ्लोरिस्ट लाइक के जे पाइ त्यही हुन्थ्यो कि आई थिङ्क लाइक I'm not fixed like what I'm gonna become like भनेर but I am sure कि I wanna do a little change in people's life in a if that makes sense but not like a big cardiologist but I still can work on people's man or like heart and deep okay go like what do you always thought of becoming a teacher or
maybe not but I have this memory of teaching my dolls अनि मेरो मम्मी बुवाको त्यो कपबोर्डमा अहिले पनि मैले त्यो क्रेयनले लेखेको लाइक त्यो ब्ल्याकबोर्डमा लेखे जस्तो लेखेको त्यो अहिले पनि छ अनि मेबी आई एकदम सानो हुँदाखेरि टिचर बन्न मन थियो होला बट देन आई रिमेम्बर क्लास 7-8मा पुग्दाखेरि चाहिँ डक्टर बन्नु पर्ला अब डक्टर बन्दाखेरि अलिकति हुन्छ त्यो डेन्टिस्ट बन्छु भन्ने पनि एउटा टाइममा आएको थियो बट आई स्टडिड सोसियोलोजी त्यसपछि कुनै एनजिओमा काम गर्नु पर्ला एन्ड आई वाज वर्किङ इन एन इन्टरनेसनल स्कुल अनि त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ नो आई निड टु बी अ टिचर भन्ने एउटा त्यो स्ट्रङ आई डोन्ट नो आउट अफ नो वेयर अनि then I quit my job and त्यसपछि I started teaching and you were my first lot of students.
I think you're meant for teaching. I couldn't like picture you being a dentist or
no. केही समयको लागि थियो तर yeah.
Okay. Okay, next question. Do you remember a time when one of us did something surprising? I think not.
Surprising चाहिँ होइन for the lack of better word होइन त्यो हाई पर्फर्मिङ स्टुडेन्ट्समै गनिन्थ्यो तिमी होइन तर बट द्याट डिन्ट कम इजी फर यु होइन अनि बट अर्को कुरा चाहिँ सोसियली पनि युआर ट्राइङ टु यो के मेडिएट साथीहरूको बिचमा मेडिएट गरेर कतिपय कुराहरू आफै मिलाउन खोज्ने खालको त्यो मेमोरी पनि छ सो नट सरप्राइजिङ बट
Okay, for me, there's something surprising. And I thought about it. So basically, you were a new teacher, and after a year, you got married, or like when
After
was
2 years,
Two
after two
years, yeah.
years.
And you got married, and out of nowhere, Sandana teacher is with her husband. Like that was very surprising one. I mean, like the bike age then you had plans and everything. But then I remember your husband was a little bit shorter than you, okay? And everyone had like, did you see Sandana teacher your husband? Like he's like quite shorter than her. Like she's like very tall, she's like one of a kind. But then husband is short. एसेम्ब्लीमा पनि त्यही लाइक हस्बेन्डसँग आउनु भएको थिएन अनि द्याट वाज भेरी सरप्राइजिङ किनकि गर्ल्स त्यतिखेर म सानै थिएँ नि अनि आई युज टु सी लाइक ओ गर्ल्सको पार्टनर सुड बी लम्बु देन देम लाइक टलर देन देम अनि wait, like as a girl myself, I'm pretty much tall. I was like, I used to be in the back of the line, assembly line, bunny. अनि जिस्केर चाहिँ दिदीहरूले you'll never get a boyfriend if you keep on growing like this किनकि यत्रो अग्लो मान्छे त you'll never get like you have to marry a foreigner or something like that जिस्केर अनि मनमा नै चाहिँ I used to be like you know what like Sandana teacher married a shorter guy than her and I think she's very cool and I'm cool and that was very surprising.
Tall and short भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ like people would always like you're so tall and I never felt tall okay
what's your height Tara?
I think 5'4" or 5'5" I don't know people are interested they are just like त्यही छैन म खासै tall होइन हैन people were like oh you're so tall जहिले पनि
you're so tall
अलिकति दुब्ली थिए सायद
but I'm 5'7"
I was like as a भेट्दाखेरि यस्तरी हेर्नु पर्यो तर I knew people would like oh yeah she's tall he's short but then when we stand together I don't see him short I don't feel tall so what's the big deal
I've been curious like how you guys met we'll talk about it later
yeah I think let's do that later
okay the last questions is it mine yeah mine oh if we meet again in 10 years what do you hope will be different
if we meet again in 10 years
would we I think I would be 30 something.
I'll be in my 40s. 10 years back, we used to be a teacher and a student, and the gap cha jasto lagthyo. But now, as I see more of my students career ma studies academically, उनीहरु बढ्दै गर्दाखेरि हामी सँगसँगै छौं जस्तो लाग्छ हैन तर अब 10 years मा अब फेरि भेट्दाखेरि we might work together or we might like be kind of like a friend or a mentor or हुन्छ होला त्यो तर but at the same time your जुन memory हामीले cherish गर्छौं as a त्यो connection of a teacher and a student I think that would still be there. What do you think?
For me if we meet again in 10 years I don't know 10 years ma I think we've हामी सोचेको कुराहरु like what we gonna do in 10 years भन्ने कुराहरु चाहिँ I think we'll achieve those अनि what will be different भन्ने कुरामा चाहिँ I think हाम्रो कुरामा चाहिँ will be different but between us I hope like the same the teacher student ko jun relation थियो अनि now we are more than teacher and student like you said अनि I hope it stays the same. That's all I think. So I think we're done with the questions. But I have a small note to like tell you all. I was thinking of writing it on paper, but then I had no time, so I wrote it in my notes map. Yeah, and I was like, oh, kind of. Okay, I'll read it out. Dear Santwona ma'am, I feel a mix of emotions, gratitude, admiration, and nostalgia. I don't know if you remember me, but I have carried your kindness with me ever since grade 4. I remember how most teachers just had a presence, but you were different. You were simple, yet so effortlessly confident and beautiful. Also, I realized that I'm not always the best with words, especially when I need to express myself clearly. But I remember you how you were very well spoken, calm, and thoughtful. And I saw a video that said whenever you need to do something difficult, you should channel the best person you know at it. And for me, when I want to speak very clearly or like confidently, I think of you. The person is you. I think about how you used to see things, how you carried yourself, and I hope to embody even a little bit of that. And after all, I want to say thank you for being a teacher. Thank you for being a good teacher with love and gratitude.
Thank you. I'm so honored.
So honored, yeah. Thank you for coming. I remember I wanted to include your kuraje. I forgot to write it in my letter. Now it just like flashed up. Okay, I'll tell you. Like, uh, just like your name, I was thinking, just like your name, like Santwona, meaning like comfort in Nepali. I think you've been that for all the students and me, your batchma.
Oh, thank you.
And you're the comfort.
I remember your batch of students एकदम fondly. अब अहिले चाहिँ individually I get to like see a distance बाट भए पनि everybody growing, everybody getting confident अनि त्यो phase मा पुग्दैछ अनि I feel so त्यो एउटा pride हुन्छ नि एउटा त्यो
They're my students.
I remember each one of you fondly.
Yes. I think we're done with the questions. Only you didn't sip for tea.
Actually.